So based on a policy of hours, it wants to calculate the shift relief factor rounded to 2 decimal places for our agency based on our answers for 4B, C, and 5C and 5D. So remember, our calculations depend on what policy we chose. So this is a tricky question. Every normal person, other than a police officer, because we're not normal by any stretch, and we're not normal because we work longer shift lengths. And as a result of longer shift lengths, our regularly scheduled days off increase. Well, most other people throughout the city don't get that benefit. They work an 8-hour shift length, and all calculations for benefit time, net comp time, and non-patrol time, all those calculations are based on everybody else in the city or county, based on an 8-hour shift length. So the only calculation that's going to use the new shift length is our regularly scheduled days off, because that is based on a 10-hour shift. So when you do these calculations, again, multiply your RSTO times 10, but everything else stays at an 8-hour shift length. It's confusing, but it is just how it is. So our shift relief factor is based on this formula. 365 times our new shift length of 10 divided by 365 times 10 minus this average time off. And we have to, again, go through these calculations. All right, so our RSTO, 156.4 days off times my 10-hour shift now gives me 1,564 hours. Our BTO NPT was already calculated at 40.6 days times that 8-hour shift length. That gives me 324.8. You had already calculated in question 4. NCTO, you'd already calculated that, 32.8 hours. Okay, when I add them up, I come up with 1921.6 hours. So now I can plug these hours into the shift relief factor formula and come up with the shift relief factor. So I plug in my numbers, get 3650 divided by 3650 minus that average time off. When I do that calculation, I come up with 2.11. That means for the 10-hour shift length, my shift relief factor went from a 1.79 with an 8-hour shift length all the way up to a 2.11. So it now takes over 2 officers for every 1 officer in the department. As your shift length increases, so does your shift relief factor. That doesn't necessarily mean it impacts your staff size.